Hey guys, welcome to a new week of energy. Let's get into it. This week is actually opening a window that is likely to represent kind of a wild ride in our experience playing out over the course of the next approximately 2 weeks or so. This week we have a lot of shifting vibes going on. We have two personal planets changing signs. Both Venus and Mercury will be entering new signs this week, which should bring a general vibe shift. And this week on the 11th, we are also having our direct hit of Mars opposing Uranus. This is a super dynamically charged energy representing sudden change. And again, it's likely to be a strange, unusual, maybe a bit erratic, electrified, all over the place, very unexpected and rapidly changing and evolving situations, maybe in ways that we could not have anticipated. We are heading into some very big astrology, okay? So all that being said, you guys, we're starting this week in some black moon energy. There's a very strong Virgo theme. We have a Venus trine Pluto aspect going on, and we kind of want to just relax, rest, organize, plan, prepare, sort of think ahead to the best of our ability, strategize, and sort of contain some of our energy as we are opening the week this week, because like I said, we're headed towards some true dynamism, and we don't want to get too burnt out. We don't want to spiral out of control. We don't want our nerves to just be like super frazzled by the time we get to the end of this period of time. So we're easing into things this week, you guys. Let's get into it. Let's look at this energy that we do have coming together to open our week this week, what things are looking like for us, and what perhaps we should be aware of as we move through the energy this week. Welcome back to my channel, you guys. Today is Monday, November 6th, 2023. My name is Aubrey. This is your astrological outlook of the day, where we are narrating the shift of the ages. And if you guys want to stick with me until the end of this report, I have also done a collective tarot reading for us today as well. Whenever I'm doing these energy analyses, I like to tap the field from more than one modality just to get a couple alternative viewpoints and perspectives of what's playing out for us on an energetic level. So we are going to be doing that as well. There could be some messages in there for you that's going on at the end. We're starting with the astrology. We do have a strange energy that's coming in right now. Strange energies from space, you guys. We are heading towards, as I mentioned, a window period where universe, God, Great Spirit is really in some very heavy-handed ways about to take the wheel. It is going to benefit us, you guys, as we move through this period of time, first of all, to adopt a more stoic approach to things, okay? We don't want to form immediate judgments about the things that are playing out, about the things that are happening. There is a hypercharged Uranian influence that is commanding the next 10 to 14 days-ish, especially starting around the 8th this week. And we are not going to truly, I feel like, understand perhaps a lot of the significance or a lot of the benefit of the things that are playing out until perhaps like a little while down the road. Uranus represents silver linings. Uranus brings blessings in disguise. Uranus makes the changes for us that we haven't been able to make for ourselves. And Uranus is very much associated with the future, with destiny, with the unfolding of authentic and divine and destined potential. And so when we've gotten ourselves into situations in life, be it on a microcosm individual level or a macrocosm world scale type of level, where, we're sort of out of alignment with where we need to be right now in the unfolding cosmic blueprint, the universe, God's plan, okay? These are the times, these are the activations, these are the moments when big changes happen to take us off maybe the path that we've been going on that has been distracting us from that potential, from that future, from that destiny, and maybe like remove the things from our life that are, guiding us in the wrong direction, or just generally like change the circumstances in our lives so that we've got no choice but to maybe head in this other direction. So it's likely to be, I will say, we are heading into some turbulence, okay? We could have some more chaotic stuff that is playing out over the course of this next couple of weeks. However, we're going to prepare ourselves for this, you guys. We are going to be consciously aware of, the energy that we are in, the ways that it could manifest, the purposes behind it, and the best ways that we can receive and work with this energy to sort of ensure our victory through the process. Okay, I don't necessarily think this is going to be maybe like the easiest stuff that we've ever been through. However, it will ultimately be purposeful, it will ultimately be meaningful, and it will ultimately be what we realize was the right thing that needed to happen for some reason in relation to other things that haven't happened yet. Okay, when we're dealing with Uranus, Uranus is like the unpredictable planet. It's real hard to nail down. It's real hard to get an accurate feel for, it's real hard to understand. But a lot of times I feel like that has to do with the fact that Uranus is dealing with things in the future a lot of times that haven't happened yet. So we don't have the context of properly assessing Uranian behavior, Uranian activities, Uranian manifestations a lot of times, just because it's like future proves past. You know what I mean? It's like, had we known, something that was going to happen that hadn't happened yet, if we had like foresight into the future, okay, a lot of the Uranian stuff that goes on would make a lot more sense, would be a lot less disconcerting, would be, create a lot less like turbulence internally and like externally in lives. Okay, it's just because Uranus is working and operating the octaves of the future. And a lot of times we just don't have the context or the perception to understand at the time that it's happening what it's actually doing. Okay, so that being, our basis point, I guess, like our baseline moving through this next couple of weeks, we're going to try to receive these changes with as much grace as possible. And like I said, Uranus always translates a lot of times into very unusual or strange or bizarre or out of the ordinary experiences. So a wild ride coming up here, this is just sort of the vibe that we are likely to experience beyond. And if people in your experience over this next couple of weeks are wondering why everything is so crazy, this is why. Okay, so we've got a strange week. This is a strange week, even though we are not really starting in that energy. And, as we move through this report, as always, I'll get to the energy that we are in today, how we are starting. And, I actually see it as kind of a nice setup for where we were going, where we're headed, even though like full honesty, full disclosure, this energy that we are dealing in, Monday and Tuesday to start this week, it is not the most upbeat energy. It's not the most positive, optimistic energy. But again, like I do feel like it is ultimately very purposeful, and it's showing us a lot of essentially, like what we will be supported in working on and working through and fixing as we move through this highly changeable time coming up here. Okay, so this is just a strange time of big and sudden changes, right? And there are shifting focus, there are shifting vibes going on this week as well, as we do have two personal planets that are changing signs. Venus is leaving the sign of Virgo, entering her home sign of Libra. So this is actually doing some good things for us. It should be tempering things out to some extent in the context of all this Mars energy. That will be helpful. This is a good thing. And we also have Mercury leaving Scorpio and entering Sagittarius this week, broadening our viewpoint and perspective as well. So vibe shifts going on to start our week as we're moving through our week. And then, of course, as we get to the end of the week and as we get to this weekend, we are going to be having the Mars exact opposite Uranus energy going on. And we're also going to begin building into the Mars-Sun conjunction energy that we have going on as well. Now, I do also feel like there's a very strong creative impulse going on throughout the course of this next couple of weeks. We, as I said, are going to have Venus entering her sign of Libra. And we also right now, if you guys remember, position of Mars in his sign of Scorpio. So both Venus and Mars, masculine and feminine dynamics, are going to be in their signs of rulership over this next couple of weeks. And when we have strong Venus, strong Mars going on simultaneously, I always feel like this is a very creative energy, right? When we got the feminine and the masculine sort of both operating from pure and refined energy, very strong creative impulses going on right now, and there could also be a focus on masculine and feminine dynamics and also relationship dynamics, for better or worse, okay, at this, as things play out over this period of time as well. Things could definitely feel very fast paced as we move through the energy this week and into next week. Wild, like I've been describing them, chaotic, highly changeable, highly charged. This is an extremely charged atmosphere, okay? And of course the level of like unpredictability as well. People are likely to be acting very impulsively. We are talking about moving into a period that is characterized by Mars, our action, our energy levels, our behavior, opposite Uranus, ruling spontaneity, impulsiveness, like things happening unexpectedly, things happening in a split second. Mars and Uranus together, this is like lightning speed, things happening 0 to 100 in like a point split second, okay? And it can borderline on recklessness. And that is one thing, that is one red flag that I'm gonna raise right away. Spontaneous, yes, we wanna be spontaneous. This is a good thing in this energy. We don't wanna be held down. We don't wanna be like attached to like the mundane, you know, tediousness of things, okay? But we do not want to be impulsive to the point of recklessness and not paying attention, because when we go in that direction, this can be an accident-prone energy. This is great energy, amazing energy for sudden turns of events, okay? Instantaneous changes, true brilliance and ingenuity, like coming through out of nowhere to solve a problem, to create a solution to something, being able to know what's happening in advance. This is also a very prophetic energy, right? We're talking about Uranus being able to gain a sense of the future and like that which has not happened yet, and then respond in that way when we're talking about Mars, our behavior and our action, right? Being able to know what's happening in advance and act accordingly. This is highly tuned in. This also gives inventiveness, it gives great strategy, and an ability to maybe just spontaneously be released from something or freed from something that has been limiting or restricting or holding us back or keeping us in just like a cycle that is making us like unenthusiastic and unexcited about life. That's another aspect of this. It's like lighting the fire again within us. Like we may really find ourselves inspired or excited or enthusiastic or just like feeling really alive again on some level for some reason, because of something that happens or something that we figure out, I don't know, but like that's the vibe that this energy is giving over these coming weeks. But like I said, if we are not staying grounded, if we are not consciously embodying the energy, if we are just sort of like erratically responding to it, it can be quite accident prone energy. And a lot of people are probably going to be manifesting it that way because it's just so exhilarating on one level and like hard to stay, it's hard to consciously embody the energy. We can easily get very carried away or spiral out of control. So, you know, leading with this, okay, we want to be very self-aware and we want to actively slow ourselves down over the course of this next period of time as this energy comes in, okay? Can be very high strung, anxious, tense, definitely, you know, feeling very frazzled, right? Frazzled nerves, very anticipatory, like a sense of anticipation, like feeling like something is coming in the air, but maybe not necessarily being able to like put your finger on what that could be. Mad scientist vibes as well. Totally, when we have Uranus and Mars coming into an exact aspect together. So this is what we're moving into, you guys. Like I said, you know, we need to stay grounded, consciously be aware of ourselves and our behavior. And it does remind me, like what this energy reminds me of, on one hand, really is sort of like these electrical synapses, okay? Like sort of in the brain, creating new neural pathways somehow that like just change the way that we are thinking and behaving or acting, which is also funny. I mean, like synapses, like that's the way that you think about, or like electrical impulses, like that's definitely like a Mars Uranus like themed type of thing, okay? And we have actually the sun as we start our week this week at 14 degrees of Scorpio, and the Sabian symbol fittingly of that degree is telephone lineman at work, installing new connections. So on one hand, you know, I do think that that might be one way that this energy is manifesting in terms of these like ideas or these solutions. Like it really does electrify the mind in a way that we can form new neural connections via the enhanced level of literal like brain synapses, electrical synapses going on within our own antenna system, you know, like literally like our vagus nervous system being hyperstimulated by this energy coming through and sort of attuning us more to the, you know, invisible energy fields around us, and we could be picking up energy that way that is activating things in our brain and like legitimately creating these new neural connections, new neural pathways like that contribute to different thoughts, different actions, different behaviors, different desires. You know what I mean? Like we could literally be picking up energetically on things that are impacting us on that level that are causing these changes, okay, to go on. Definitely one way that I feel like this could be like actively working, okay. And you know, on the other hand, it could be just showing us something. It could be electrifying our experience. It could be like jolting us back into reality somehow, or like shocking us awake somehow by something that is like physically happening around us, something awakening deep within us, or a strong sense of electricity, or again this anticipation that could be coming through. It also reminds me of those like electrical chest pads, you know, that they put on that like shocks the person back to life. That is also the vibe that this Mars Uranus energy is giving, something hyper stimulating, something that is hyper stimulating us in such a way that is shocking us back to life somehow, electrifying us back to life somehow. But like I said, we are easing into this energy. That what I'll just described, and basically what I've been describing since I started this video, like this is as a result of this Mars Uranus energy that is incoming as we head towards the weekend. But to start our week, let's go back now. Let's go back to the beginning and let's zero in on where we are and what the energy is looking like to start our week, to start this 10-day 2-week energetic jolt that we're about to receive. And like I said, we are easing into things, and I actually like it, even though this, you know, is probably not the most like upbeat, optimistic energy. We could really actually be feeling quite low, quite down on ourselves, quite hypercritical, maybe even like we're failing at everything to start this week. But we don't want to internalize it, okay? We don't want to attach to any of these negative feelings that are coming up. If we are being very triggered in these ways, the best way that we can actually use this information that universe is presenting us through whatever is triggering us is that universe is giving us a very clear idea right now, actually, of what isn't working, what needs to be fixed. And if we choose to make the changes to fix, to adjust, to, you know, just change whatever it is that is bothering us right now, we're going to be supported in that process, and that is going to benefit us somehow moving forward into the future that we're sort of feeling and picking up on right now with all this Uranus energy, but that we can't necessarily conceptualize at this point in time. So I'm saying, okay, and the reason why I'm saying all this, we've got a very Virgo heavy energy that is going on. We're in black moon energy. The black moon is currently transiting the sign of Virgo. When we've got when we've got the moon transiting the sign where the black moon is, or the sign opposing the black moon, this always activates our black moon energy. And what is our black moon energy? It's the shadow side energy, you guys. It's fears, worries, insecurities, and doubts. It has to do with unhealed trauma within us and the subconscious patterns and programs that we develop as a result of that. And essentially it has to do with like anywhere where we have a lack of awareness about our own behaviors, about our own reactions, about the relationship dynamics that we're a part of. And in the sign of Virgo, it can have a lot to do also with the fear of failure, imperfection, okay, seeing and being very aware of any type of flaws going on within ourselves, within other people. It can also bring up some real fears about like financial stability and financial uncertainty, and generally our ability to produce or to create something that is going to be successful. It's just all about this fear of failure, what it boils down to when we're dealing with the black moon and Virgo energy. So we could have a lot of this just like hypercritical triggered energy coming up. And you know, if you guys have been following my channel, you know, because of the position of the black moon right now and the early degrees of Virgo and Saturn actually opposite in the very early degrees of Pisces, this has been some very difficult black moon energy that we've been navigating, especially people who are Virgo or Pisces strong in their chart, you know, stelliums of planets, sun, moon, black moon, Chiron, sign of Virgo and Pisces. You guys are really probably feeling these black moon activations each month the most. But I mean, whenever we have a moon in an opposition to Saturn, it honestly gives a lot of the same issues as black moon Virgo energy. We're going to feel isolated. We're going to feel perhaps like a failure. We're going to feel like we can't connect or relate to other people. This is hypercritical. This is hyper judgmental. Okay. And the moon in Virgo in and of itself can also be more of a critical, nitpicky sign because Virgo is such like a perfection oriented sign. So not only do we just have a Virgo moon, which can have a tendency, like I said, of being a bit hypercritical, a bit pessimistic, and a bit like judgmental about things, but then when you put the moon in opposition to Saturn, this is also going to make us feel, as I said, just like emotionally separated from other people, and can add this elevated level of criticism or judgment, especially turned inwardly in regards to the self. And then when we bring the black moon into it, okay, this is also these fears, worries, insecurities, doubts, hyper criticalness, hyper judgmentalness, seeing flaws in a very elevated way. And with Saturn there, this is also like a very narrow focus on the flaws, on the fears. So, you know, this particular combination of energy coming together to start our week is definitely going to probably have us look at the glass as a bit half empty, okay? And it's probably going to be the things that are bothering us, the things that are not working are probably going to be quite glaring. They're probably going to be standing out quite significantly. But then we also need to add this other element of things, this other dose of strong Virgo energy. Venus, as I said, is changing signs this week. She's leaving Virgo. She's entering Libra. That's happening on Wednesday. We'll be talking about that for the next video. But that being said, today on Monday, she is in the late degrees of the sign of Virgo. And you know who else is a late degree earth sign right now? Pluto. So we are actually on Monday going to have an exact trine going on between Venus in Virgo and Pluto in Capricorn. This is interesting. This is very interesting in the context of all this other Virgo energy that we have going on. Moon in Virgo, conjunct the black moon in Virgo, opposite Saturn also. Venus in Virgo, right? Trine Pluto, Venus trine Pluto. This is a facilitation or an ease at making changes in relationships, making changes to our financial situations, like making changes to like material situations. And when I say making changes, I really mean like transforming, okay? Bringing down what's not working to prepare to make space to regrow something in a way that is more suitable to us. So not only do we have all of this black moon energy, right? And all of this Saturn energy and all this just more critically oriented Virgo energy. Now, of course, you know, there's a lot of very beautiful characteristics and qualities of the Virgo energy as well. And we're going to talk about some of the best ways that we should be using this Virgo energy in just a minute here. But just because of the, you know, the Saturn oriented nature and the black moon-ness, where it's likely to be picking up on some of these lower octave Virgo energies. But again, showing us what we don't like, what isn't working, making what is bothering us really stand out so that Venus, Pluto in their trine today, we can prepare to make some foundational, fundamental transformations to that which is not working for us. So I feel as though the aspects that are coming together Monday, you know, moving to Tuesday this week as we prepare to enter this window period of this dynamic change is functioning in such a way to like irritate us enough, right? That we are like ready to make whatever changes are necessary or receptive of whatever changes universe brings to us over this next couple of week period of time, okay? So it's like, while we may not have the most fun and the best experience of everything going on, like in our reality today, the things that are standing out, the things that are bothering us, the things that we just know we've got to change, we've got to fix, can't go on at this point in time, this is happening, I feel like, in a sort of like catalytic way to help prepare us for what is to come throughout this window period that is suggesting this time of sudden changes and just significant things that are happening, okay? So I feel like that's how energy essentially is like functioning to set the stage right now for what's to come. But in terms of using this energy and making the most out of it as we are entering this period of time, as we are entering this week, I do feel like, number one, we do not need to be attaching to, we need to do our best to try not to worry, okay? We need to, even though that might be difficult in this energy, we really need to do our best to look at, you know, what is standing out right now, what is bothering us right now in the context of, you know, those are the things that are likely to be fixed somehow over this coming period of time. And I do think that we should do our best to relax, to get organized, okay, to slow down. This is a great, with all this Virgo going on and even the Pluto trining Venus in Virgo today, clean your house, you guys, like purge, clean closets, like get things in order, get organized, you know, also take some deep breaths, go for a walk, stretch your body. Just some very like low key, like meditative type of practices are probably going to help in the energy right now. We want to try not to overthink things, which can be difficult when we have Virgo going on, and especially, you know, with the black moon, realizing the triggers but not allowing ourselves to fall into like anxiety or panic or worrying, because literally, like, I do feel like universe, God, great spirit is going to be, as I said, taking the wheel in some significant ways over this next several days, and things are going to work out, honestly, ultimately a lot better than you might have expected, even though it might really not seem like that at the time when things are playing out. This will be my most mild, low-key report. I'll also say between now and the 20th of November, I've looked at my breakdown for how these videos are going to go. Every video between now and then, there is some type of major activation that is happening. So this is the time when we are just wanting to get our ducks in a row and prepare, get organized, and just feel like we sort of have everything together, even though, you know, we might not know what's happening, we might not have anything going on, and there may not even be anything like way totally crazy that happens for you. But regardless, like, even if your chart is not being super activated in this energy, you are still likely to have some different things and some busy things and some unexpected things going on at unexpected times over this next couple of weeks. So like, the more that we can sort of have everything together as we are approaching this period of time, the better off we'll be, as, you know, some random things may come up that could maybe prevent us from being able to have things as organized or whatever as we want them to be moving through this period of time. So I'm just strongly feeling like the more organized we can be right now, the better it's going to benefit us moving through the next couple of weeks. There could also be, you know, with the Pluto dimension of things, this compelling need to get organized or to streamline or rearrange things. Maybe sort of a reality check underway also this first couple of days. We also just had Saturn station direct in the sky, or just coming to discover this need to adjust the way that we are doing things, changing our lifestyle, changing our self-image. Financial worries and concerns could also be, as I said, really coming up in this energy. And we do have a greater than normal ability to see and perceive imperfections, to, you know, assess what is wrong and to find flaws in essentially everything. Now, it's also interesting, you know, the Venus Pluto element of things today, this could also be uncovering secrets or exposing things that have been hidden in regards to finances or material possessions, maybe business partnerships, agreements or deals or some kind, or in romantic relationships or friendships as well. Of course, Pluto is everything that is, you know, hidden and unseen. And when we've got a trine going on between a personal planet and Pluto, it can unearth things. And we're talking about Venus. This is money. This is love. This is friendship. This is relationship. This is partnerships. This is also peace and balance. We can, again, this could also be like some solutions about how to like restore or return peace to a situation. Venus preparing to move into Libra, that is what her transit into Libra will do. It will help to temper out some of the aggression that's been going on. It will help to restore or return an element of balance or peace or harmony to things where maybe some of that has been lacking over this past period of time, okay? But, you know, the degree placements where this trine is happening, Venus at 29 degrees of Virgo and Pluto at 29 degrees of Capricorn, 29 degrees of Virgo, that Sabian symbol is a man gaining secret knowledge from an ancient scroll that he is reading. And then 29 Capricorn, where Pluto is, that Sabian symbol is a woman reading tea leaves. So this trine between Pluto and Venus that we have going on, moving us right into this kind of exceptional period of time window, highly transformative that we are moving into, which is also interesting because this is being brought to us by Uranus, being activated by other planets, right? And Uranus is currently in the sign of Taurus, which is ruled by Venus. With these symbols, with this symbolism at play, on one hand, again, this energy of like prophecy coming to pass sort of, but also seeing things from a different perspective as a result of some like deep or hidden or secret knowledge or information that we're gaining. Remember, we also have the North Node right now at 25 degrees of Aries. That Sabian symbol is a double promise, reveals its inner and outer meaning. So there's all types of like revelation type of symbolism going on, gaining secret knowledge. Again, this very like psychic energy that's coming through as well, things to do with the ancient past or the way that things have been, and then maybe the changes that need to go on now as a result of what we're finding out. So I mean, all this type of stuff is coming through on both an energetic and a symbolic level. Very interesting. We've also got two symbols. We've got both the South Node and Mars representing autumn leaves and autumn colors going on. We have Mars right now at 18 degrees of Scorpio, a path through the woods rich in autumn coloring. And then the South Node, actually, the sight of an autumn leaf brings to the pilgrim the sudden revelations of the mysteries of life and death. So, you know, major transformation, seeing the truth about things, the impact that's having on us, and, you know, essentially like the new journey, the rebirth experience that we may be simultaneously experiencing, you know, as a consequence of all that is coming into fruition or being, you know, exposed or illuminated or electrified in our experience right now. So, you know, very Virgo day, very kind of Saturn oriented day as well, with the moon opposing Saturn, narrowing our focus on what's wrong or what's out of alignment or what needs to be fixed. This could also really have to do with health and well-being and lifestyle. I would expect over this next coming weeks, people to make some major lifestyle changes to be more responsible for their own health or their own well-being and to take back some level of control in their lives. I do think that is also sort of a consequence of, or maybe a drive of, what this energy is leading to or what is causing a lot of the changes that are going to be taking place as well. We can pretty much bet on that aspect of things. It's probably also going to be very like, it's going to be spontaneously happening. You know, there could be a more frustrating energy, difficult, demoralizing, right? Depressing, irritating, critical, judgmental, pessimistic vibe that is driving this. Like I said, to start this week, it could be, you know, what's bothering us, what we just like can't take anymore that we need to react to and is causing these changes. It's going to be functioning that way in the context of how it manifests in a lot of people. And, you know, it is this setup to provoke this radical lifestyle or relationship change, pushing us to take back some level of control over, you know, either our health or our life, or even just like our destiny and our future somehow with this Uranus energy coming through. This is removing the blockages to, you know, where we're meant to be and what we're meant to be doing right now. And the more we can surrender to that process, and again, not judge things as they're happening, but understand that everything is truly happening in our favor right now, whether or not it appears that way on the surface, and sort of just like let things ride and maintain our faith, okay? Universe is preparing us as we start this week for powerful changes to take place in our lives or internally within us. Again, like this, it's going to be manifesting and affecting people in all different kinds of ways. Some people are going to experience this as literally like this, this synapse type of thing. Like I was saying, like these new new neural pathways and literally like seeing life and thinking about life differently as a result of like these changes that are going on literally within our mind and our energy body. And some people are going to be responding to, you know, jolts and shocks and surprises that are happening in their physical environment or in their relationships or in their circumstances. Like there's a lot of different ways. You know, some people are going to be awakening from some type of spell or some type of slumber or some type of, you know, disorientation or something that they've been in, you know what I mean? So there's a lot of different ways that this energy can kind of shake things up, but it's definitely going to be shaking things up for us on some level. And as we are moving into it, the things that are coming up, the things that are being triggered, maybe some of the more unpleasant emotions or feelings that we're dealing with are to help us figure out, you know, what needs to go essentially and what we can change to promote our own success going forward. Clean, organize, plan, prepare, rest, relax, breathe, try not to worry to the best of your ability. Know things are shifting in your favor, whether or not they appear that way on the surface at the moment. We need to embrace the changes that are happening right now and keep working on ourselves with, you know, like I said, the faith that things are working for us and we are in the process of a personal upgrade. So things could get a little bit messy, they could get a little bit chaotic in that process, but the finished result is going to be beautiful. And that's what I have to say to start the energy this week. I hope that wasn't too discombobulated and all over the place. There's a lot going on and I'm really trying to like make it make sense because a lot of what's going on right now is probably not going to make sense. So I hope I was sort of able to do that. Let's talk about the tarot now, you guys. The message that's coming through in terms of the tarot cards today, it is definitely speaking about some type of insight that we are gaining. But again, it's like we have this choice. Are we going to choose to view the things that are happening to us as like final detriments, you know what I mean? As like insurmountable objects or insurmountable barriers to our ability to move forward? Or are we going to, you know, sort of allow these heavy burdens maybe that we've been carrying for so long to kind of fall away and give ourselves an opportunity to maybe like have a fresh start at something, like maybe see things through a new lens? There's a need to let go of something, okay, to release some burden that we've been carrying and open to some new spark that is trying to come through somehow. And this has a lot to do with like our passions and our motivations and our drives and like what we truly love as well. We could be gaining a more conscious awareness of what it is we're really passionate about, okay, in the energy this week, and what it is that has been weighing us down or maybe keeping us detached from our passions or from, you know, that which truly fills us or truly lights us up inside or truly makes us feel alive. Remember, I was saying there is an energetic spark coming through, a jolt of energy coming through that is like shaking us back to life, like electrifying us back to life somehow over this next couple of days. And we may really be gaining some insight into what it is that we're really passionate about and what it is that is really lighting that fire within us, okay? Let's talk about the cards that came through that are causing me to say these words. First of all, we got a Queen of Swords coming up, okay? This is some type of truth, right? Like this is gaining some type of an awareness. This is seeing things clearly, all right? And then we've got a Ten of Wands in reverse. So this could be gaining a truth about what we've been carrying that has become too burdensome, that is weighing us down, that's not in alignment, or that we aren't authentically passionate about anymore, that maybe we need to set down. This is, you know, burdens that we've been carrying that we cannot take with us any longer. Next card that we have coming out is the Justice card. If you guys look, both in the Queen of Swords and in the Justice card, there is somebody holding a sword upright to the sky. So again, this is making me think of like some type of idea or information or some type of, I mean, the swords, the Queen of Swords, of course, this corresponds to like the mental field of things. And the Justice card, this is also truth, fairness, balance, justice. This is the truth of things. So some type of truth. And Uranus also represents the authentic truth. This is like the authentic truth, like getting a true understanding of what we can no longer carry, what is more of a detriment or a burden than a benefit at this point, and what we got to drop off, what we got to let go. The next two cards we've got coming out, look at this. We've got the 10 of Wands. That's the fullness of the wands, all right? But it's in reverse. And then we've got the Justice card so that we can even the playing field somehow, or create harmony or a sense of like peace in knowing, you know, that we can no longer go on this way. But then we've got the Ace of Wands and the Page of Wands. These are like the fundamental, like, you know, preliminary wands energy. So it's like we've come to the end of something that is no longer motivating us, or that we're no longer passionate about, or that is no longer, you know, what it's worth to carry. And then it's like once we gain this insight, it's like we get this new impulse of life force energy, the Ace of Wands, this new creative purpose, like this new, like, I mean, the Page of Wands is this very, I mean, it's a naive energy on one hand, but it's also a very like inspired energy. It's like, I can do anything. I can make anything. Like, I believe in myself, and like, I have the energy to like move forward to create something brand new. So figuring out what we can't take with us, but it's like this is also reminding me of, you know, how they say like, in order, you've got to like let go, like cut off the dead ends to make room for new growth. Or if you want to open yourself up energetically to receive, you've got to get rid of, you know, the old stagnant energy. Like that's what this is reminding me of as well. And again, in the Pluto Venus energy, that's also like purging on like a material level, or in terms of like relationships, or even like our value systems and stuff like that. Like this is decide. And then on the back of the deck, we've got the Two of Swords. So we've got two swords with the Queen of Swords and the Justice card. And then we've also got the Two of Swords. And then we've got the 10 of Wands in reverse. And then we've got these two other wand cards. So I don't know. I just feel like this is very specifically talking about like making the decision based on the insight that we are gaining about what we can no longer continue to carry, what we got to let go, what we got to get rid of, so that we can receive this new influx of creative impulse and this new energy that's coming through that is trying to re-inspire us. It's trying to bring us back to life in some type of way. It's trying to like light the fire back underneath us, or it's trying to bring this creative impulse to us somehow. So it's really, you know, it's up to us, I feel like, as whatever information comes in, or whatever realizations go on, or whatever neural pathways are created, you know, we've got to choose between the past and the future. Honestly, I feel like it's what it's boiling down to. So that's what I'm going to say for the tarot today, you guys. Let's grab a synchronicity card now. God, Spirit, Universe. What's one final piece of advice? What should we keep in mind as we begin this week? What can help us as we move through the energy to start our week? What do we need to know? Okay. Ask and ye shall receive. And all things whatsoever ye shall ask in prayer, believing, ye shall receive. Matthew 21:22. This is the truth. All good is unfolding for you right now, and it will become a visible manifestation in your life very soon. So I'm taking this card as a positive omen, you guys, about where we're going and what these changes that we're heading towards are indicating. Like I said, you know, we need to perceive what we're moving through right now, even if it doesn't appear that way at the time, as something that is working to promote our growth and our alignment with a higher version of ourselves. We're going through a personal upgrade. All good is unfolding for you right now, and it will become a visible manifestation in your life very soon. This is the truth, you guys. So regardless, like, you know, of all the perhaps a little bit more irritating energy we have going on today, things are changing and moving in a ultimately positive direction for us. So ask and ye shall receive, you guys. That's what I have to say. Message from the stars, message from the cards. I hope you guys liked it. If you did like this video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, you guys. Share it with your friends if you think that they would enjoy this type of astrology content as well. Leave me comments, you guys. I am so grateful for your presence here. I genuinely, truly appreciate you all so much. I really love it when you guys share your experiences of what's going on with you in the context of this energy that I'm talking about. If you do you have stuff playing out that matches, you know, what I'm describing in terms of the energies coming through, please let me know in my comment section below. It's very valuable to me, and I love you guys so much. If you want to know what's on this whiteboard, I post these whiteboards in a Facebook group that I have that is linked in my description box. And come back with me on Wednesday, you guys. Like I said, we are entering a couple weeks now where every video is going to have some big activations that we're talking about. Starting Wednesday, we're going to be talking about Venus entering the sign of Libra and closing the gap between Mars and Uranus in their opposition. We got lots of energy to talk about. I'll be here. You should be here too. You don't want to miss it. And I will see you next time, guys. Until then, have a beautiful day and bye.